Hey guys, it's Julia, and today I'm going to be doing my May wrap-up. So this month I read a grand total of 9 books. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first book that I read this month. So the first book that I read this month was A Court of Wings and Ruin by J Maas. This is the 3rd book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series, and I absolutely loved this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, which was the most out of all the books. This was by far my favorite book of the 3. I read it in a matter of a few days and just really enjoyed this one. If you have not picked this up yet, do so because it is so worth it. The next book that I read this month was the first book in the Fallen Kingdoms series by Rhodes. This one I didn't actually care for that much. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I thought that it was good enough to pick up the second one, but it wasn't my cup of tea, I guess I would say. But I did go ahead and pick up the second book, which I absolutely loved. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. It was incredible. In this one, I feel like she developed the characters more. I just loved how every single character intertwined with the other, and I just thought there was way more action in this one, so I really enjoyed this one a lot more than the first one, and I am going to continue with the series because the ending of this was so good. So ready for what comes next. I also read this month The Queen of Hearts by Colleen, and I feel like this was a really good reading month for me because I also gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't very long. I think I read it in 2 days. I already picked up the second one and I plan on reading that as well. I liked that this wasn't focused on romance, so there was a little bit, just enough romance in it. And I like that the character was like a real girl. Like, obviously she wants to win her dad over, but she also doesn't want to be walked on by people, so she's like a badass, but at the same time she's real. So I liked that. I really liked this book. Next is one that I'm currently reading and I plan on being done with by the time the month ends, so I'm including it in here, and that is A Darker Shade of Magic. I actually decided to buddy read this with my dad and my husband, and so far it is okay. It's actually been really hard for me to keep interested in this, so I'm curious to see if I'll end up liking it or not. I'm mostly listening to it on audiobook because it is hard for me to keep interested in it, but we'll just see how it goes. The next few books that I read for a readathon that me and Elliot Brooks were doing yesterday, Sunday the 28th, and it was the comic book readathon, and I ended up reading 4 comic books. I read, graphic novels. I read Saga Volume 6, Saga Volume 7, The Vision Volume 1, and Monsteress. And I really absolutely loved these 2, of course. Saga's brilliant. I love it. It never disappoints. It's just perfect. But the only thing that really sucks about it is the 7th volume just came out in April, and then I have to wait a whole nother year for the next one to come out. And I can't believe where that one ended. And then I read The Vision, and this one I was a little disappointed in. It was kind of depressing and kind of boring. I did like the artwork in it though. I thought that was really good. And the last one is one that I started reading. I have not finished yet, but I also plan on finishing before the month is over, and that is Monsteress, and the artwork in this is so worth the read. Like, it's just so good. There's a little bit of like cannibalism in this that's kind of freaky, and like people eating children, which I didn't really like. Kind of freaked me out a little bit. But I did really like the artwork, and I haven't finished it yet, and I am going to finish it before I really say how I feel about it, so I'm not going to go into much detail about this. So yeah, that is my wrap-up for May. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys next time. And if you read any of these books and like them or dislike them, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these books. Bye!